from Penguin Broadcasting. Today we'll be interviewing
William Jameson, assistant principal.
what was the interesting thing or job you did before you became a vice principal?
So I've lived in 3 other countries than the United States. I lived in Italy, I lived in Spain, and I lived in Germany.
Say, what was the surprising thing about Marina that surprised you?
Marina is a really old building, and it has a bunch of spooky, dark corners that I think are really fun, if you know where to go.
Thank you for having... Oh my god.
One.
Hi, my name is Andy from Penguin Broadcasting, and I'm interviewing
Ms. Chan, SDC teacher at Marina.
What drove you into the teaching profession?
So after college, I was a paraprofessional and I work with kids with special needs. So fell in love with working with kids with special needs.
What was an interesting job you did before becoming a teacher?
I worked at Cold Stone Creamery, making ice cream and ice cream cakes.
What was a surprising thing about Marina?
Nothing to my surprise, because I went here for middle school. There's a lot of great staff, great students, and I love the community here at Marina.
Are you going to stick with teaching, or are you worn out?
I'm gonna stick with teaching.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Penguin Broadcasting. Today we'll be interviewing
Mr. G.
So Mr. G, what do you teach?
I teach the SDC Social Studies and English Language Arts classes.
Mr. G, what drove you to the teaching profession?
I've always just loved working with students. I love teaching them, I love making them laugh, I love joking around with them, but I especially love making sure that they understand the content and making sure that they get something out of my class, out of school in general. When I was a student, I didn't really have a great experience in my social studies classes, and I want to change that, make things more interesting for my students, make them actually learn something, make them develop the skills that they need in the future.
Say, Mr. G, what's the interesting job or thing you did before you became a teacher?
So before I became a teacher, I worked at the YMCA for several years. I worked with kindergartners to 5th graders and a whole bunch of different middle schoolers as well. There's a lot of good experiences, a lot of field trips, which I really miss, but I love teaching. This profession was my dream job for such a long time, and I'm really glad I have it now. But besides that, I also worked at a bakery, which I got fired at in 15 days, so that was not good. I was not a good staff at the bakery.
Are you gonna stick with teaching or are you worn out?
I love teaching. I love working with students. They do the funniest things ever.
Hi, my name is Andy from Penguin Broadcasting, and I'm interviewing
Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris. What's your profession?
I'm the principal here at Marina.
What drove you into the teaching profession?
I loved school when I was growing up, and I think I had a lot of teachers in my life that really had a really big impact on me. And so when I thought about what I wanted to do in my life, I wanted to be the same type of teacher that I had growing up, which is a teacher who cared about kids and did whatever it took to support them.
What was the interesting job you did before becoming a teacher?
Not many people know this, but you all will now. While I was in college, I paid for my own college as I went through it. And I was actually a custodian when I was in college. So I went to school during the day, and then I was a custodian for a shoe company at night. So I would clean their offices at night.
What was the strangest thing you've seen in the school?
In a school?
Yeah.
Chickens. I used to teach high school for over a decade, and for a senior prank, the 12th graders released chickens into the building one day. So when we got to the building, there were chickens running around the building. That was their senior prank.
What was a surprising thing about Marina?
Surprising thing about Marina is how good the location of the school is. Like, this is a really nice area. There's nice shops and restaurants down there. The Golden Gate Bridge is down the street. You can literally see it from the school. So I think I was just surprised about how good of a spot the school is actually located.
Thank you for being on Penguin Broadcasting.
You're welcome.
My name is Andy from Penguin Broadcasting, and I'm interviewing
Miss Persia.
And what do you teach?
I'm not a teacher, I'm a parasocial, so I help out teachers in their classrooms as like extra support.
What drove you into the teaching profession?
I studied psychology in undergrad, so I really enjoyed learning about child development, so I knew I wanted to learn to work with children.
What was an interesting job you did before becoming a teacher?
So before I was a teacher, I was a cowboy, and I used to wrangle up cows all day long.
What was a surprising thing about Marina?
A surprising thing about Marina, I don't know.
What was the strangest or funniest thing you found in a classroom?
The strangest thing I found in a classroom was a monkey dressed up as a student. What's the next question?
Are you still teaching or are you burned out?
I'm not burned out, but I'm planning on going and getting more education and becoming a child psychologist.
We're gonna cut out the